fell into the diamond sea. A substitute starlight, a prison for the rainbow stream. Would you tell me that you want me? Would you throw me back lightly into the diamond sea? Shadows see through me, your expensive reflection is seen. A chandelier ghost trap was danced on the fingers of queens. Would you tell me that you want me? Would you throw me back lightly into the diamond sea? Jealous of gold.
Howdy y'all, it's me. I'm back. Oh, so much I want to say. Don't know who's at the receiving end, if anyone, but I think about YouTube all the time. I used to think about Twitter all the time and just think in the form of tweets, but now it's YouTube. And I wanted to do at least one more video here to catch myself before I completely potentially fall into a pit of despair of unemployment, of course. We'll see. My methodology this time is to try to not violently beat myself up over that and hate myself if I don't have a job. I want to have a job. I'll get into it. But yeah, I have work. I've worked Saturday. I have a job. What do you mean? Of course I'm employed. To whoever said it's hard out there to find a job these days, I think they're right. I've already experienced that in the past, so I don't really know what I was expecting. But to set the stage, I would just say I want to work. Could I be a little bit more, could I be less selective, less picky about this? Yes. One morning, I was out walking. I saw people getting on the bus at like 8:30 in the morning. And I was like thinking, if that was me, and I didn't have a car and had to take a bus to get to work, would I even do that? Maybe I'm just way too much of a princess all the time. It's a matter of opinion. Anyway, what it comes down to, me being selective about a job, two things are very important to me. Number one, the environment. I worked in so many kitchens that the thing I'm thinking about is it clean? Is it even remotely clean? Because I'm sorry, I just can't work in a place that's totally gross. I mean, if you know how things are supposed to be, if they're messy and dirty, like, I just can't. I hate it. It drives me crazy. Number two, of course, who am I working with? The people. Back in the day, the first time I ever hung out with a guy, I became acutely aware that maybe I'm a little weird. After that especially, I was like, wow, I'm gonna have the worst time here trying to befriend anyone because I am just like a complete alien. I don't know. I don't want to say like, oh, I have a hard time getting along with people. I mean, I try to be nice, but I always just encounter either crackheads or Karens or just really nasty people. And it's like, I get that, but at minimum, guys, leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. At my current job, in the kitchen, there's people, they don't say hello, they don't say goodbye. I guess that's a Gen Z thing, whatever, but truly, I could work there. Everyone has their AirPods in, we're all just chilling, doing our own thing. It's fine. If you can't even have that at a workplace, we have a problem. So that's why when I apply for jobs, I try to look for the smallest possible business, or working alone. It was always good if possible, but that is what really limits me. But I'd like to think, as far as labor goes, physically doing work, I am a laborer. I am the foremost of the laborers, guys, okay? I identify as a coal miner. That's all my resume says, coal miner, past 10 years. Though that thought of mine, I keep looking behind me, you never know who's behind you. That thought of mine was challenged a little bit this past week when I had to pound out some pieces of pork loin for pork schnitzel, pound them pretty thinly. Took a picture, I might pop that up somewhere. Ow, that hurt. That really hurt my shoulder. Somehow I've gotten away with not doing that until now. So I labor doing that. It was a bit much, I must say. That's another part of this story, potentially. The one kid at work, my nickname for him when I recount these stories is the no-face kid. Finally, the other night, I had just shown him a picture of No Face, and I said, "This is you." And he just said, "Oh, I love that movie." But normally it's his job to do pork schnitzel and cut literally 50 pounds of French fries. But he wasn't there this week. He crashed out quite stunningly. I don't even know how much I can or should say. I've wanted to mention my coworkers sometimes, but I have that tiny fear in the back of my head of like, what if they see this? There's like zero chance, but I definitely don't want to say anything negative about people that I'm still in contact with. Not that I even have anything so negative to say. Like, that's why I am remorseful of, I guess, leaving this job, because everyone is pretty much fun. The chef who I keep joking with of finding a job, now her joke is when she comes in to say, "You found a job yet?" I would just say, I don't do this by choice. If I could stay here, I mean, technically I can, but I don't do this by choice, having to look for a new job, because it is extremely difficult and awful. So it pains me to leave a place that the people, they're okay. As far as cleanliness goes, I tolerate it. I'll just say that. Trying to utilize my back camera, but it's nerve-wracking because I can't see myself. Anyway, I knew this week would be a lot of feels. I was gonna do my best though to not say a word to anyone about I'm leaving, guys. I'm leaving, because I'm just so upset about it right now. Like I said, there was a big upset with the no-face kid not coming in. He was dating another girl who worked there, which I always thought was kind of unusual, because in my lifetime I've always been told we are not going to hire your boyfriend, and it does open you up to potential awkward and unfavorable situations. And I don't know if one of them worked there first or they both started at the same time. I don't know. They broke up, had a situation with them. Turns out this kid is actually schizophrenic, which I did not know, and he stopped taking his meds, which I know you have to do that. I don't even know his whole story or his girlfriend's story, like whatever. But it's pretty funny when casual work convo is just so. Did he hit you or what? I didn't ask her that. That was Counter-Strike guy. He asked her that. The answer was no, thankfully. But anyway, when the sous chef was telling me about all this, I felt like she was waiting for me to be shocked, but domestic dispute is my middle name, okay? My name is littered throughout police reports in various counties. I'm never the perpetrator, don't worry, but me wanting to, benefit off of other people's tragedy and be an ambulance chaser, in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm gonna say to them, I've thought to ask, should I just work 1 day a week or two until I find something else? But I want to say, like, hey guys, if there's any holes in the schedule next week, call me. I mean, I've already told them, just call me if anyone's sick or there's another emergency, call me. I mean, if I'm not busy, I'm like, there's no reason I can't come in, which everyone was actually kind of surprised by that. I think they all really just assume that I hate this job. But I don't hate it. It's just very hard. The other night, I thought, this is the hardest job I've had in my life, which I don't know how that's possible, but it is just so busy. And especially on the nights where I work 2 stations and I'm going back and forth in the kitchen, that's difficult. Or if the chef is trying to help me do that, that can be hard, trying to coordinate with her. Last night even, it's just so busy. The equipment breaks there all the time, probably because it's open 7 days a week. And the bain-marie I use to hot hold the ratatouille and the onion soup is now broken, so I'm having to heat it up per order, and I was just broken. For the last hour, it was pretty calm all night until like 7 o'clock, and it just explodes with orders, mostly in my station. So the last hour, I was just crying, but no tears were coming out, and people are asking me for stuff, and I'm just like, I don't have it, guys. And then I pretty badly burnt my thumb because I had a ladle in a pot of the onion soup, and it was on, and I touched the metal ladle, and I have a big burn on my thumb. It's sometimes hard for me to organize all my thoughts and make sure I say every single thing I've intended on saying. It feels very silly of like, okay, the only reason, number one reason I'm leaving this job is just the distance, and my car, it's like, will my car be fine? Will it not be fine? I have no idea, but I'm like, I don't want to keep chancing it. I don't know, and I definitely don't see the point in like trying to get another car just for the sake of going to work when this one, like, technically it works. Also, side note, a little scared of deer driving almost an hour at night. My nephew just hit a deer recently in his new car, so that, spooks me a little bit. I was feeling, better about this job. Maybe I was romanticizing it, probably, because I know that I think I'm leaving. I go in Saturday, which Saturday is actually my favorite day to work, because I'm only there doing brunch, which is the easiest. I'm not there for 4 hours ahead of prep time, only 2 hours. So I went in this past Saturday. I finally go in this one coffee shop beforehand. It's so nice. I go in. I know exactly what I'm doing. The nicest thing for me in a job is when you know what you're doing and you feel confident and competent with your work. No one has to tell you what to do. No one has to show you anything. You just do your own thing. So I'm there sipping my Americano. There's a nice breeze, making some crepes, and I just think, yeah, this is great. I have applied technically to 2 jobs, though both of them were just send us your resume, email it style. So I didn't hear back from either, and I don't think I will. Although my only cope is that one of them was on Indeed, and I didn't know how old the listing was or not. And the second one, technically, Cafe had posted we're hiring a month ago, so maybe they're not. Either people aren't checking their email, or they see it and they don't want to hire me, which is fine, which I know for a fact. That is a thing that occurs. Obviously, people view it and they don't say anything. Because once upon a time, a couple of years ago, I applied at a vintage store, and in the email I set it up all cute. I'm like, yeah, I love vintage. I like retro stuff. I never show up anywhere without red lipstick. And then I go in the place the next day with my red lipstick on. And yes, indeed, they had remembered that from the email, set all this up. But what did they say? They didn't respond to it, although it was the very next day, but still, I don't think they were going to. Why? Because they were confused by my work history, that I had some work history like over an hour away, that they thought I live far away and that I wouldn't want this job. I don't know if they were just saying that, but they didn't want to hire me anyhow, I guess. It didn't seem like that, because they said you should work in the cafe across the street. That's another one of my fears. My resume is predominantly food service, so I've never been able to cross over. I gotta try to rid myself of my applying hesitancy, because everybody out there with their, I applied for 100 jobs and only heard back from 1, so I should not hesitate to apply. But that's harder for me, because with every job I'm like, okay, I gotta visualize myself. What's it gonna look like? Who do I think works there? Where am I gonna park? Yes, that's a thing I think about. My plan now is keep enjoying one of my final days here of I don't know, pretending to not have a job. Might hit up a grocery store, but I also had wanted to go into a restaurant where an old friend of mine now works. It's funny, I didn't even realize she had told me she got a new job. She said where it was, but only it all connected yesterday for me, of like, oh wait, it's this place pretty close to where I live. So I might try to stop in and see her. That would be really nice, because working with this girl was great. It was funny because I told her in the beginning when I met you, I didn't really like you. I didn't think we'd get along, but then we became like good work buddies. And I actually haven't seen her since I quit that job. So we'll see. So went to the grocery store, and then it was funny, as I was checking out, I ran into my friend, my old roommate, coincidentally. Then I did indeed come to the cafe where my old work friend, I just have so many friends, I don't, where my old work friend is at now. Saw her, that was nice. It's just funny though, like, one big topic between us is always just, job hunting, unfortunately. But I really just don't want this to be my identity, that I'm perpetually looking for a job. Because really, if I was like, I need to pay my rent, I need to pay for my children, yeah, I'd be a bit more aggressive in the job search, but that isn't the case. So I just think like, well, if I don't have a job, what difference does it make? You know, if I look lazy or like a loser, so be it. What difference does it really make to anyone whether I can online shop or not, or pay my dental insurance bill? What difference does it make? What does it matter? Black pill, nothing matters. The final thing I'll try to say here about it is just trying to get a job. I am so tired of it. I guess I just don't have a choice though, because I don't have a career. So, just the whole like, yeah, I applied to places. I guess I could go in and ask, but I don't know, am I prideful? I just hate doing that because I feel like, I don't know, somehow some people don't seem very motivated to hire. Some people are, and they see my resume and they're like, yep, you're hired. And they don't even seem that desperate. Just legitimate, oh yes, you are qualified, we truly want someone this week, you're hired. But other people are just like, oh yeah, they're just in no rush, and I'm just going in begging them to hire me. So I don't know, and I'm picky about where I'm working. So hopefully something will turn up. I will spend hours and hours of my day on Indeed because that's all I know. My mood has swung, and now I'm down in the dumps. Did anyone see that coming? I certainly did. Anyway, just want to throw out there an idea I've been workshopping for quite some time, several years in fact. You know me, or you don't know me. We're all about health. We're all about fasting. But at the end of every fast comes a meal. And if you're trying to lose weight, talk to your doctor. I am not a doctor. I am a human being. One really great thing, and this isn't even my idea. One of my coworkers told me about this. Big salad. Okay, guys, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, a small salad in a tiny little bowl. No, just like on Seinfeld, big salad. One of the keys here, maybe the only key, is having multiple types of lettuce. You heard me right. Because if my salad is all spring mix, I'm gonna hate it. It's gonna taste like dirt. Spring mix is so overrated in my opinion. With some chopped romaine, it's a good idea to chop it very fine. Then, what on earth is this archaic looking vegetable? It's dinosaur kale. This curly kale is terrible. It's so chewy. But dinosaur kale, I want to say the name starts with an R, is great. So I've also chopped this up in a similar manner. Then, because we want to be as healthy as possible here, our main base of this is going to be as much spinach as you can stomach. A lot. Just a lot. Just tons. Then I do have some spring mix I'm trying to get rid of. Maybe I really just hate this like red cabbage. If I ever get this, it tastes really bad. Forgot to hit record, but I have just added about a quarter serving of seeds here. Could add more, but that's enough for me. And yes, I am weighing it here. Then I'll just do some chia seeds, which might as well go crazy with those because for the fiber, it's worth it to eat them. Then, of course, some salad dressing. Now I know this is where things get a little scary for us calorie heads, but this salad is caloric. I mean, just think, it's all lettuce, it's all 0 calories. So here's where it's okay to consume something with calories, I think. And to get yourself, or me, to get myself to eat this much kale and this much spinach is a good thing. So I will have 1.5 servings of it. Yeah, you heard me right. And that is, I don't know, 180 calories. Oh, by the way, I showed it. It's Primal Kitchen. It's ranch, pretty boring. I did try the Chosen Foods variety of this because it was a little bit cheaper, but it's really just not as good. So just find a salad dressing you like and use it, and don't be afraid. It's okay here. Then just to top it off, obviously we're gonna need some protein. Today I'm doing steak. I know it looks like a lot, but this is my main meal of the day. So that is it. That is the big salad. I probably could do chicken instead. That would be less calorie and but I'm just so sick of eating chicken. By the way, I acknowledge some people would prefer a 0-calorie salad dressing. Not me. Those all have weird ingredients in them. If you like that, go for it. But this, it's worth it to me for how it tastes and the clean ingredients, you know. So I get that. Like I said, this is my main meal. But I'm not a doctor. But I am someone who's lost a lot of weight. Well, y'all, that about wraps it up. That was my day. That's how you make a healthy salad, in case you didn't know. And that's how stressed I am about finding new employment. At the end of every one of these, I just always want to come on and apologize for whining so much. I'm still trying to figure out the appropriate amount of whining one person can do. Maybe went a little overboard today, but just trying to exist and figure stuff out. And finally, of course, you may notice a difference in my appearance here. My hair is an unfortunate shade of both yellow and orange. In this lighting, you can't tell a whole lot, but yeah, close to blonde. But I realized my error here was I didn't use any color remover, because from my experience, that's always the most damaging, right? So I just went straight to bleach with low volume, 20 volume, and I've done that probably a few times, as you can tell, since my last video. So I feel like the orange pigment will not go away. I cut it a little bit, and then I dyed my new growth. I let the bleach hit that finally, because my hair is just so dark, really, otherwise. So now on top it's yellow, and the bottom is orange, and I'm just trying to accept that, and not look in the mirror too much, and bleach again, I suppose. Hey, why not, right? Something to do. That is all I have to say. I'd be happy to film another video, my thoughts. I'm going to my last day at this job on Saturday, but you know, we'll see. I don't want to crash out after the fact, and I am still trying to lose weight, so I'm not trying to drink so much, but anything could happen, you know, when I'm left to my own devices, all alone. Who knows what'll happen, but I'll try to, I don't know, I'll try to not do that. But anyway, thanks for watching.